I want to talk about one more thing before we actually get to the meat and potatoes of the show. We're going to talk more about sex dolls, which is a popular topic that we talked about months ago, but we're going to get back to it because I found another interesting video. But I wanted to say something really quickly about something that's going on right now, and I find it extraordinarily disturbing and way fucked up, is the absolute chaos, madness that is going on around COVID-19 and schools. It is, to me, just unfucking believable how much people are showing their asses around this particular topic.
Oh, right. Aren't we going to do a thing about that?
Yeah, we're going to do a thing, but I have one thing I want to listen to. We're going to do a whole episode about people showing their asses around COVID-19 at these PTA meetings and these city council meetings. Because there's just so much material out there, and it's also fucking funny that it's hard to understand. Your child, my first job for my child is to protect my child. Now, I understand if you're an anti-vaxxer, you're vaccination reluctant, you think that what you're doing is trying to protect your child. But by showing your ass at a PTA meeting or at a city council meeting, it's not helpful. What you're doing is you're making your child embarrassed and forever denting their mental makeup because you're a fucking moron who can't keep their shit together for 15 fucking seconds and allow scientists and whoever it else is make judgment calls about what is best for the collective, not for your kid, but for the collective, because that is what we do as Americans and as good humans. We do what's best for the collective. It's not about you necessarily. It's about the people around you and how are those people doing? That's what we're all about.
E pluribus unum.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we should be all about. But instead, you're making an ass of yourself, threatening people, committing acts of violence in some.
Yeah, it's weird about the violence part.
It's so fucked up. What is going on? Settle down. Is there collective mental illness going on, which I think is what is really happening?
Might be.
I don't want to get into the politics of it because this is not about politics. It's really about science. And that's what it should be about. Fucking science. We should do what's best. If you had a child, would you get them vaccinated?
Yes.
Would you do your research beforehand and ask your doctor?
Yes.
Would you have some sleepless nights over whether or not vaccinations are going to cause your child damage? Me too. I did. We did. And we asked our doctors, multiple doctors, what do you think? And to the last, and friends that were in the medical research community, to the last.
Your friends on Facebook?
Yeah, my friends on Twitter.
Your medical community on Facebook.
Dr. Henry Fonda, here I am. My friends on Facebook, I wouldn't ask a fucking question to. I don't even know. I wouldn't even say hello to them, some of these people anymore. Anyway, so I asked them, and you know what they said? Absolutely. Vaccinations save lives.
Yes.
Absolutely. I understand why you're concerned. And the reason why you're concerned is misinformation. That's why you're concerned. Because people out there are saying things that have not been factually vetted out. They're not true. So you're concerned.
The great thing about the internet is that
you can
all
find
kinds
facts.
of information is at your fingertips. The bad thing about the internet
is you can find all kind of
misinformation is at your fingertips too. And it's masquerading. The part that I hate is that it masquerades as news. You know, there's all these fake news sites that have been set up.
Yes.
Like the Denver Post, or maybe it's not the Denver Post, but the Denver
the
Journal.
The Denver Journal.
And it
the
looks
Denver
exactly
Daily.
like a
real
newspaper site would look.
Yes.
But it's not. It's not real.
I have friends on Facebook that are spewing such craziness that I can't even believe.
Check your source is what I would say.
Yeah, and check your source. And you should do your research. If you're concerned, you should do your research. But if you do your research, you'll probably
check the source.
Figure out that there's not as much cause for alarm as you think there might. Anyway, I wanted to show you one example, which I actually think is really funny. One example of one lady who came up to talk about COVID-19 and completely went off the rails. You want to hear this?
Yes.
I don't even know where she's going with this, but it's pretty fucking funny. I found this actually on TMZ, so I just want to give credit where credit is due. Let me send you this.
TMZ is a good source.
TMZ is a solid source of information. That's true. But this is a video that's clearly taken from a PTA meeting. Listen to this.
This is Bob Gibbons.
Oh wait, no, that's the wrong one. Sorry.
Marge Stone
Here comes Marge Stone.
All right, well, I'm just thankful that y'all don't have the ability to make a mask mandate. And tonight I was going to talk about the need for a second high school, but I was sidetracked by, for the boys, pussy or the idea of pussy or the idea of pussy. A Mexican is a Mexican is a Mexican.
What?
People are mentally ill. This is like craziness. The funny thing is, this isn't the craziest thing I've ever heard on one of these PTA meetings. But she came up to talk about mask mandates. Then she was going to talk about a new high school, but now she's sidetracked by pussy and Mexicans and Mexicans.
Huh. Take her out back, we boys figured, then hand on the titties. Put it in her coin box, put it in her cornhole, grab a hold of that braid, rub that calico.
I love that. Whatever that is, that's great. That's great poetry right there.
Is that from a rap song?
No, it's from a book. It's from a famous book.
You can find that on page 39 of the book called Out of Darkness, which you can find at Hudson Bend Middle School and Bee Cave Middle School.
I just want to say to Hudson Bee Cave Middle School or whatever, Behave Middle School or whatever that is, can you please send me a copy of that book?
Yeah.
I'd like to read it.
Yeah.
That's some good writing right there. Hand on the titty, dick in the cornhole. Fingers on the calico. What is it? Fingers on the calico. That's great writing, actually. Dick in the calico, fingers on the dick in the cornhole, fingers on the calico.
All right, not gonna lie, I had to Google cornhole because I have the game in the back of my yard. But
why does it not surprise me that this lady has to Google what cornhole means? This lady. Google is this lady's best friend.
Into Wikipedia, cornhole is a sexualist slang vulgarism for anus. The term came into the use in the 1910s in the United States as verb form to cornhole.
1910s. What's a cornhole? It's an asshole is what it is. Don't you know that, lady? You got to separate that ass hair and get right in there. That's what I'm talking about. 1910, that's my time. That's when I was born.
I know.
Yeah. You know what cornhole means? You know what you do? You take some good old horse grease and you slap it around someone's cornhole and you stick it right in. Dick in the cornhole, fingers on the calico. I bet you I know what calico means. It means pussy cat. Pussy willow. Pussy willow. The calico. That's such great writing, honestly. It's got a beat to it. Hands on the titty, fingers on the calico. Hands on the titty, fingers on your calico.
Which came into usage in the 1930s, means to have anal sex.
Anal sex. Whoa. By the way, the beeping you hear coming up is someone on the student council telling her time is up.
I do not want my children to learn about anal sex in middle school.
Thank you.
You're done.
Thank you. Your time is up. Beep, beep.
Oh, my God.
Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Brown. Your time is up. Thank you, Mrs. Brendan. Your time is up. Anal sex! Anal sex!
I've never had anal sex. I don't want to have anal sex. I don't want my kids having anal sex.
Why does that not surprise me?
Yeah,
maybe you need some anal sex.
I want you to
be open-minded.
Give it a try.
Marge.
Yeah, anal sex never killed anybody.
Start focusing on education and not public health.
Stone, you're on.
Well, you know what, lady? If this is the kind of attitude you have at the household, then maybe the teachers are the only ones left to teach your children about the facts of life. Anal sex is a fact of life. Mm-hmm. Writing and literature is a place where new ideas are born and bred. And yes, if you think for 1 second your kid in 8th grade doesn't know what cornhole means, like you had to Google it, you are sadly out of touch with your children. Because I guarantee they know more about sex. Obviously, they know more about sex than you do. I do not want to have anal sex. I do not want to learn about anal sex. And I do not want my children to have anal sex. Yeah. Meanwhile, little Bobby's getting blowjobs in the back of the Baptist ministry.
Yeah.
Karen fucking it. What are people doing? You're losing your fucking minds, guys. Settle down. Yeah. Everyone settle down. For the good of the children, just settle down. Mm-hmm. Have a calm, rational discussion. And then when a decision is made, you have to get your smallpox vaccination to go into a fucking school. Why wouldn't you have to get a COVID vaccination? And I'm not saying, this is not about politics. I'm not saying right or left, conservative or liberal. I'm just saying protect the fucking kids and stop worrying about yourself and your fucking stupid agendas. Like worrying about whether or not a kid knows what a calico is. Everybody knows what a calico is. It's a pussy cat. It's a pussy.